manifest a large sum of money through inner child healing. I'm going to take you through an experience that I just had through meditation in case you have been trying to justify why you want a large sum of money, which might be the thing that's keeping you stuck. There's a foundational root issue. I laid down on my bed and I was talking to just my inner children in general and saying, hey, we're going to manifest a large sum of money today. Is there anybody that is feeling apprehensive about that? And I had my 8-year-old inner child come forward. Now, I grew up in a low income family. Okay, so we already have some money wounds that are running around in there. So my 8-year-old came forward and I said, hey, where do you want to go? Where do you want to meet? Like a location in the ethers or in my memories so that we can have a conversation. And she took me to the mall where my grandfather used to take me, and there was a discovery center there where you could get like geology kits or, you know, microscopes and things of that nature. And we would go there quite often, but we didn't always buy something, again, because of financial things when I was younger. But I said, oh, that's not completely accurate though, because you remember when they bought us a microscope set? And oh my gosh, we loved that so much, putting things in the slides and then looking through it. And I remembered that I used to like catching grasshoppers. I loved bugs. At one time I thought I was going to be an entomologist, you know, where you study them. And her and I went out into this field. I grew up on a tree farm and we were catching them together. And I said, okay, how do you feel about manifesting a large sum of money? And she said, I don't think that I can do that because I don't have a good reason for it. I said, what do you mean? I said, you should be able to desire something just because you want it, not because you have to earn it or you have to be worthy enough to receive it. It doesn't even have to be for anything. You can just want it in your bank account because you want it in your bank account. You want to look at it. And I was seeing in the perspective of that microscope of how she had made an association with, well, we got to get this because it was educational and it was helping us grow. That is the only reason that we were able to receive it. And then I noticed a pattern when I was younger that was a reason that my grandparents were purchasing me and my sister a lot of things, is to help us like grow in some type of area. And that's where kind of overachieving comes from as well. So if we're going to spend money, it needs to be for a very specific reason. And I was telling her, as the higher self, in overriding that conditioning from parents, you don't need a reason. You just want what you want. You desire what you desire. I don't need you to earn it. It doesn't have to be for you to grow and evolve. It can simply be in there because you want to see it in your bank account. That's literally it. And then whatever we choose to do with it afterwards, that's beautiful and wonderful. But it doesn't have to be allotted to these very specific things. You might have those schematics running right now. Well, I want it because I need to pay these bills or pay off this debt, or whatever that might be for you. But that might be running that programming from childhood, if those how you grew up as well, of like, oh, we can only have money for this, this, and this. She was holding a grasshopper in her hand, and I said, I simply want you to say, I desire a large sum of money today because I want it. And then she let the grasshopper go, and then we went about our day. But she really needed me to have that conversation with her, because what has been running in the background is, well, what is it for? Okay, well, let me determine if that's enough, or if that's worthy enough, or if we're going to get something out of it that helps us, you know, evolve as a person. Anything does. We are just experiencing life. we grow and evolve through everything, but what you desire is not conditional upon you meeting some type of standards. You are a creator, and you said, I want to create this, I want to receive this. And that is enough. And it can be very simple conversations with your inner children like that. It doesn't have to be this whole ta-da or working through all this trauma or shadow work. Like, there's times and places for that. Oftentimes they need to hear from you that the conditions that your parents set are not relevant anymore. You are running a completely different system. You are not expecting those things of them. You're like, hey, does a bunch of money sound really fun? Great, okay. That's literally all we need here is, I want it because it's fun. And it would make me happy to receive it. Period. Now, these are exercises that you want to learn how to do with your own inner children, making things much more fun and whimsical and enjoyable. I having quick conversations, just pivot the timeline that you're on in your belief systems. I recommend joining the Wizards Academy. You can find that information in my bio or in the comments, and I teach monthly classes on how to connect with your inner children via working with your imagination and taking them on fun adventures to amplify your manifestation skills and make it much more like a quest and something that is really fun to get into with them, with your inner children, making it a co-collaborative experience. And I would also love to hear in the comments if this helps shift your perspectives or unlock something with you and your inner children as well. And I'm wishing you the absolutely most magical day.